What's up guys, Rob here and welcome back to the channel. We have something very different today. We have simulated forward in Football Manager. We've gone forward 10 years in total to see what the world of football looks like in 10 years time. It's like I say, something new to the channel, so if you enjoy it and you want to see more of it, make sure you smash that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and yeah, let's get right into it. So we have gone forward 5 years for now to September 2026 to see what the world of football is looking like in 2026. So we're going to start off, we're going to have a look at the Premier League and see what who's been winning the Premier League recently and things like that. So if we take a look at past winners, as you can see, Man City and Liverpool have dominated. Fairly realistic, I would say. Obviously Man City won it last year, then Man City, Liverpool twice, and then Man City twice as well. Man United have been runners-up twice and finished third twice as well. So they're getting closer. They are getting closer. If we have a look at Man City's squad, Man City have got Erling Haaland in their team, age 26. Oh wow, what a player he is. So he is in their squad, I presume scoring a shed load of goals. They've signed Ødegaard from Arsenal, Rodrigo from Real Madrid. So they're bringing in some star players. They've signed Demir from Barcelona. How much did they spend on him? Spent £138 million on Demir. My word. Who else have they got? Moukoko signed for them as well. Ndombele, Joe Gomez. Alex Iwobi has found his way to Manchester City. As has Ivan Toney. I'm sorry, but we need to have a look at their transfer history here. Iwobi was signed for £40 million. What are they doing? £40 million. He's valued up to 122 million. Absolutely mental. Let's take a look back at last season. Moukoko, last season, they spent £279 million on 4 players. They signed Glenn Kamara, Yusufa Moukoko. In fact, this is technically this season the Moukoko transfer, but either way, £106 million. Let's take a look at, oh, well, I mean, he's worth it. He's worth it. Don't get me wrong. He is very, very good. Who else have they signed? They signed Højbjerg for 60 million and Ndombele for 54 million. Joe Gomez for 60 million. Money. Fofana for nearly 100. Toney for 40. Man City are buying their way to the league. They sold Phil Foden for 116. And other than that, they didn't really sell anyone major. Did they sell anyone for crazy fees this year? Ferran Torres for 54. Nothing ridiculous, but fair enough. Man City are taking over the Premier League. What's Liverpool's squad looking like? Denzel Dumfries. They've got some good players in there. Declan Rice is at Liverpool now. But let's go and take a look. I assume Haaland has been winning the Golden Boot a fair few times. Top goal scorer. Haaland has won it twice. Mo Salah, Lukaku, Jonas Wind. Who on earth is Jonas? Jonas Wind of Burnley won the Golden Boot in 2022-23 season. What on earth has happened there? I mean, he doesn't look like a bad player, to be fair. But even so, that doesn't make a huge amount of sense. If we take a look at the Premier League again, Norwich are still in there. Brentford are still in there. Did Norwich go down at all? Obviously, in real life, they're not doing so well. Records. No, wrong thing. So they got relegated second season even, and then have finished third in the Championship 3 years, and then got promoted again last year. So the bottom team is still there or thereabouts. If we take a look at the La Liga as well. It's not. That is it. Let's go to Spanish League. Spanish First Division is what we want. We'll go for it this way. Oh, well, you immediately see Kylian Mbappe is at Real Madrid. Barcelona are top of the league this season, but who has won it in the past few years? Real Madrid in 21-22. Barcelona recover for a couple of years, and then Real Madrid again. So it's a bit of a mixed bag. If we take a look at Barcelona's squad, have they managed to sort their wage bill out a bit? It looks that way. They've obviously sold people like Demir for £100 million. So there's a few funds coming in. Ansu Fati is their main striker. How has he got on in the start to his career post Messi? 9, 12, 10. He's done all right. Not quite as impressive as you'd possibly hope for. Real Madrid, they must have spent some money. Matthias Norman of Norwich has ended up at Real Madrid. Not quite sure about that one. Militao, Alaba's still there. There's not many massive names there. Obviously, Kylian Mbappe has been there, but he doesn't appear to be there any longer. Where has Kylian Mbappe gone? This is the question. Kylian Mbappe. He is at Bayern Munich now. Let's take a look at his history. He signed for Real Madrid on a free, had 4 amazing seasons there. Scored 20, 26, 13 and 16. And then he went to Bayern Munich for £108 million. Could cost 182, so a massive, massive transfer there for Mbappe. But while we're on Bayern Munich, what has been their squad? They've signed Bellingham from Dortmund, the classic stealing players from there. Dean Henderson from United has gone there. Werner's gone to Bayern Munich from the Premier League. Alexander Isak has also signed there, presumably quite early on, and has now been sort of phased out since Mbappe's come in. He went to Newcastle initially, and Newcastle got relegated. So he went to Bayern Munich on loan and signed there permanently for £20 million. What a bargain that is, and he's been very good for them since. But Bayern Munich, obviously playing in the Bundesliga, currently 3rd in Bundesliga, obviously early in the season. But if we'll have a look at the past winners, they have absolutely dominated. They've won every single title. Absolutely ridiculous. Dortmund a couple of runners-up. Leipzig and Leverkusen have had a couple as well. Dortmund, there are not many names there you recognise. Luca Pellegrini, Gio Reyna's still there. Billy Gilmore's gone to Dortmund. There's not many well-known names there. Bringing in young players. There's a lot of 20, 23-year-olds in there. So that's obviously their aim. Let's take a look at Ligue 1 and see whether PSG have dominated or whether or not someone has managed to break into the top things. I mean, they're top of the league, 5 games, 5 wins this season. And they have dominated. They've won all 5 since letting Lille win in real life last season. Donnarumma's still there. Marked as not for sale. His value must be through the roof at 27. He must be unbelievable. On 250,000 a week. The real question is Lionel Messi still there? Lionel Messi is not. Jack Grealish is, though. Lewandowski, Ruben Neves, some big names. Let's see what happened with Lionel Messi. When did Lionel Messi retire? He's assistant manager at Real Sociedad. If we take a look at his career stats. Oh, he had 4 seasons at PSG, in fairness. He's not long. He retired at the start of the season before, and he had 3 okay seasons. I mean, the obvious question is going to be, what about Ronaldo? Cristiano Ronaldo is a midfielder, a centre midfielder. That is not Cristiano Ronaldo, is it? Ronaldo has disappeared from the game. His history hasn't been saved. By the look of things, anyway. Cristiano Ronaldo is no longer on the game. Cristiano Ronaldo, there we go. Here he is. He retired aged 39. So he had another couple of seasons of Man United. 84 games he ended up with, 38 goals in the league. So not a bad season, or time of it, sorry. So that is Ronaldo and Messi covered. We've got them out of the way. Let's go and take a look at the Champions League and see who's been winning the biggest domestic tournaments. UEFA Champions League, here we go. Past winners. 21-22 Juventus, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich and Liverpool back-to-back. Impressive. Chelsea runners-up once, Man City runners-up twice, so Man City's still yet to win a Champions League, and PSG don't even feature. They don't even feature. What about if we take a look in the Europa League? Tottenham. Everyone, stop what you're doing. Tottenham have won a trophy. They've actually won a trophy. They have won a trophy. Admittedly, the Europa League. They've won it twice. They won the Super Cup as well. And I have just spotted, which we were going to look at in a second anyway, Europa Conference League. Obviously, they're in it this season, and they have actually won it in that season. Man City ended up winning the Europa League against Bayern Munich in the final. Not quite sure how that's happened in that season, but okay. And if we take a look at the Conference League, Tottenham were the first ever winners of the Europa Conference League. Everton with a couple of runners-up, and a nice mix of teams there. Anderlecht, Lazio, Frankfurt winning it. So a bit of variety there. In terms of international tournaments, let's have a look at the European Championships. Holders Spain I'm seeing there. So 2021 Italy, and then Spain won it in 2024. So nothing too exciting to look at there. But let's take a look at the World Cup. FIFA World Cup. Title holders are Portugal. Past winners. Italy in 2022. So Italy take the Euros and then the World Cup, beating Brazil in the final. And then Portugal beat France in 2026 without Ronaldo to win the World Cup. So no England yet. Still no England, unfortunately. And let's take a look, finally, before we move forward a bit further, the FIFA Ballon d'Or. 2021 Lukaku, 2022 De Bruyne, Mbappe, Salah, Haaland for the World Player of the Year. Haaland, Mbappe, Salah in top three. Salah Vlahovic, who's at Fiorentina now but moves to Inter Milan. Interesting. And Haaland that season. Mbappe, Salah and De Bruyne again. De Bruyne, Federico Chiesa and Robert Lewandowski. Interesting. So, that is what the world looks like in 2026. We're going to jump forward another 5 years, get to 2031, and see what the world of football looks like in 10 years' time. So, here we are then, in June 2031, and as you can see, England have won the World Cup. It's another runners-up finish for Brazil, but England managed to win the World Cup. Their squad is fairly standard to what you'd expect, really. Bellingham, Sancho, Foden forming the key parts of the team. Harry Kane, aged 37, still playing up front. Where has he been? He has been still at Tottenham. Has he been at Tottenham the whole time? He has. He has been at Tottenham for his entire playing career. It's an interesting choice from him, considering he's already wanting a move at the start of the game. To not get a move at any point in the game is unbelievable. But he is still leading England's line, aged 37. So they've won the World Cup. Have they managed to win a European Championship? Let's have a look. UEFA European Championship. Spain are the holders. Spain have won it again. Simple as that. Spain are the European champions and are dominating on that front. France and Germany with runners-up finishes. So, interesting one there. We'll go to the Champions League next. We'll work through the bigger tournaments, have a look at those in 10 years' time. Manchester United are the holders. And if we take a look back, Man City win their Champions League. There's two names there. Man City and PSG have both won the Champions League. Man City have had another two runners-up finishes as well. But Man City, Barcelona, PSG, Juve, and then Manchester United in 2031. What is Manchester United's squad looking like now? Jadon Sancho's still there. Marcus Rashford's still there. 31 and 33 respectively. There's a lot of different names kicking about. Greenwood's there. Rodrigo is still there. Bruno Fernandes, aged 36, is still playing for Man United. Oh, his physicals have fallen off a cliff. Other than that, there's not any massive names. What about PSG? If PSG continued to splash the cash, Donnarumma's still there, aged 32. How many games has he played now for PSG? Oh wow, he has played some serious games. 537 games in his career, and the guy's only 32. He could play thousands. João Felix and Moukoko at PSG now. Moukoko was at Man City, so I'm intrigued to see how he got on there. He had 3 years at Man City. He did okay, and then has moved for 133 million to PSG. Unbelievable spending on one bloke there. Phil Foden is also at PSG now as well. Looking at him, he moved for £116 million. What a move that is. So PSG, I assume they've dominated in Ligue 1. Let's take a look at Ligue 1. Have they won every single... Yeah, they have, as expected. as you would expect, they have won everything. So let's take a look at the Europa League, the other European tournament, or main European tournament, and Arsenal have won it twice. Interesting. Leverkusen twice, Arsenal twice, and the kings of the tournament, Sevilla, take another win. Sevilla have won it like 7 times. They had 2 runners-up finishes as well. So Sevilla continuing to dominate that tournament. If we take a look at the Conference League, now there is a mix of teams. Leicester with a runner-up, Everton and Aston Villa, and Leicester getting a win as well. So 3 English teams winning the Conference League since Tottenham did it in its first ever season. So that is interesting. In terms of the Premier League, let's take a look at the Premier League now and see who has been winning. Chelsea have won it, so they've taken the stranglehold away from Man City and Chelsea. And Tottenham won a Premier League. But the main thing I'm spotting there is Man United have not won a league in the whole 10 years. What do we think of that, Man United fans? I mean, in 10 years' time, you are still not going to have won a title. But everyone lump money on now. Tottenham to win the league in 2028, 2029. Oh, wow. What a title race that is. Only 5 points dividing the top 5 teams. Man City finishing in 6th. 7 points off the top of the table. But Tottenham win it by a point from Man United and Chelsea. That is extraordinary. Norwich still kicking about. Brentford still establishing themselves in the Premier League as well. It's interesting things. Interesting. 20, 30, 31. Norwich aren't in the Premier League anymore. Brentford are still there. Leicester finished 17th but qualified for the UEFA Europa League by winning the Conference League. And Newcastle pushing at the top of the table. What is their squad looking like? Because obviously they've got finances. If we take a look at their profile, they have got absolute finances these days. And they have not done that well, in all honesty. They got relegated first season with the money, promoted back up again, and have just sort of levelled out between sort of 6th and 10th place. It's not great at all, really. If we take a look at their squad, obviously we're moving into a period where there's obviously the players we know and love are starting to get a bit older, but there are no real massive names there. Curtis Jones is there. How's he getting on? He's still a solid player, age 30, but not quite what I was expecting, to be honest. If we take a look at the Ballon d'Or, because there's one name I haven't seen particularly so far, is Erling Haaland, and he is still at Man City. Mbappe and Haaland trading blows with the Player of the Season awards. Haaland now at Man City. He's only 30 years old and he is still unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. He has scored some serious goals in those seasons as well. His worst goal scoring season was 19 in his first year, only 33 games, and had 20 in 32 games. What a player he is. 337 goals in 480 games for Haaland. As for Mbappe, still at Bayern Munich? Yeah, still at Bayern Munich. And looking at his career stats, £171 million move. That is unbelievable. But he has paid it back in a big way. 25 goals, 19, 21, 18. A phenomenal player. He's still got years ahead of him as well. At 32, he's still looking very good. Normally by the time they get to 32, the physicals are starting to drop off a little bit, but he's still got so much potential. Let's take a look at where Lionel Messi has ended up. Obviously, he was assistant manager. He is unemployed. He was assistant manager at Sociedad 5 years ago. He had a spell at Nice and then at Leeds United as an assistant manager. It's an interesting career for him. An interesting career indeed. So, that is what football is going to look like in 20 years' time. In 10 years' time, sorry. But that is a hint as to what we could do further down the line. If you want to see what football looks like in 20 years' time, see who's winning all the major tournaments, see if England can add to their World Cup victory, then smash the like button, get down in the comments section and let me know. But with all that said, hope you've enjoyed the episode. This is what football will look like in 10 years' time. I can guarantee it. And I will see you all next time.